Hey everybody, welcome back. We are continuing on with the 59. Check it out. Hey, I found a place that's got the original colors for this. The whole paint system, single stage, everything the same way it would have came away from the factory. I had a little trouble finding the paint for this car. I simply gave them the paint code that's on the VIN tag, and they cross-referenced it and actually figured out that, you know, it's an XC4, that's the paint code, and the X stands for the white, which, you know, is called pearl, and the C stood for the star sapphire blue, which is the original color of this car. So we figured out the original colors. That's exactly what we ordered from them. They're sending us the whole paint system, everything we need from the sealer all the way to the top coat, and I can't wait for that stuff to show up, man. That is a beautiful color, and I can't wait to get it on the car. So good news there. So while we're waiting for the color to get here, let's go ahead and continue on with some of our tear down. Now, I've already showed you all the tear down for this side. There's no point in showing you guys the other side, man. That's just when things start to get kind of redundant and boring. So I'm gonna move on and just get this side knocked out, get it over with. But I do want to show you guys pulling the front and rear bumpers off, the whole front grille section, all of that. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I've never done it before, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I want to get in there and see how all this stuff's attached. It looks like numerous different pieces going on there, and I don't know if most of that will come off as one piece or what. I just don't know what I'm dealing with yet. So we'll get in there and do that. First, I wanted to show you guys, you know, this underneath this trim is the original color, and I thought it'd be cool. Maybe let's see if we could buff out a spot of that and see exactly what we've got coming our way as far as color goes. Got my little mini buffer here and an old junky buffer, wool buffer pad. I mean, this thing is toast. Don't want to use anything good on it. We just want to see what this will look like. We're just going to use some ultra cut compound from Meguiar's. You get this stuff anywhere, Walmart, whatever. Oh my God, would you look at that? Seriously. Man, I hope you guys can see this. Let me grab you. Check this out. Look at that. That's what we got to look forward to, y'all. That's freaking awesome. That shined out way better than I ever expected. I mean, look at that. That's what we started with. That almost looks like brand new. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. I can't wait to get this car painted, y'all. I wonder about the white. Let's see what the original white looks like. All right, check that out. This is the original blue. That's the blue that someone repainted on here years ago. That's the original blue. That's the original white. That's what we're going back. So nearest I could tell, from what I could see underneath this bumper here, this piece that goes all the way across here comes off by itself in one piece. And then at that point, we'll be able to get in here and kind of work on some of this other stuff. I can see that there's bolts holding the grill on actually behind here. So obviously this would have to come off first. Now that looks like a massive bumper with probably a lot of bolts in it. You know, I mean, there's bolts on the sides all the way across the front and all of that. But looking underneath here, there are two bolts right here. 1, 2, and it actually has a plate on the inside of here with 2 studs that stick out, so you don't even have to actually get in here and hold the bolt while you get the nut off. You just screw that right off there and be just fine. And that will take care of this bottom piece. 2 bolts on each side, one here and then another set will be over there. And that bottom piece looks like it's going to come right off of there. Let's see if I'm right. I mean, I've been looking at it for a few minutes now, and from what I can see, that's what holds that bottom piece on. And then of course we'll get up in here That holds on the next portion, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get these off right quick. Got a 7/8 wrench. I think it'll work pretty good to get in here. Yeah, it helps when you spin it the right way. There we go. Yeah, much better. I just can't get over how easy all this comes apart on this old girl. Oh, and there I go. Spinning the bolt the wrong way again. It would come apart even better if you spin the friggin' bolts the right way. We're gonna leave that screwed on there just a few threads and go over to the other side and get those off. That way it doesn't fall on us. We didn't even have to use WD-40 or anything on this. It came apart that easy. That one, the whole stud came out, but that's okay. We'll screw that right back in. Not a big deal. But we are completely free as far as I know. Let's see if we can get it to come loose. Okay, so we should have known it wasn't going to be as easy as we thought it was. Well, this is what I'm noticing now. But it feels like we're still kind of solid. We got to figure out why. I mean, we feel like more solid than we should be. Let's see. So apparently I was wrong. It's not just going to be these two on each side. It's going to be these two as well. And even, I think these two on the inside. Yeah, there's a bracket right there on the inside. So these two on the inside, those two on the outside. And what that does is that runs up to a bracket that holds on this front piece. This piece here, that's what holds that on. I thought that was going to be attached to the grill, but apparently not. You can see the brackets, they kind of run up inside of there. Right up in there. That's what holds this whole piece on. The only way this bumper is actually going to slide off of this frame rail is we got to get these studs out of here. Some of them came out. Some of them came out on their own, but some of them are stuck in the hole. So basically, just going to get in there and just double nut it, and then we could take our wrench and spin that right out of there. It should come right out, no problem. Already kind of broke it loose with the sledgehammer. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. We'll just spin those studs right on out of there. There was another one on the other side over here that got hung up in the hole. We'll do it the same way, and then we can move on over to the other side. And at that point, this bumper should come off of there. I know we said that already, but it should actually come off this time for sure. At this point, I think it's ready to come off. Let's see if I can get this off here without having it fall and hit me in the face. Yeah, I think I could pull that right off of there, it looks like. Let's see if it'd be better off I get out here and do it. All right, so we're still hanging up on those brackets. Okay, so I did find a bolting behind here that holds that piece on. I'll probably have to use both hands here in just a second, so I'll put you guys down. But obviously that piece on the outside was supposed to come off first, which means we could have left these brackets alone, I bet. But hey, live and learn. We'll know next time. All right, so with that off, we got our wire. This goes to our signal light. Looks like it runs right to there. So, got a couple of these. We'll take these out. We'll mark where they go. That should be all we need to do. Went ahead and just screwed all my brackets back on. Of course, labeled everything. Labeled the wires, you know, A and B. And then up here, same thing. A and B. Easy enough, right? That's what we're left with right there. And then this is going to come right off of here in just a second. But I think it was this bracket right here that's holding us up, because this ties into the thing that was on here, and that was basically what was keeping us from getting it off of there. Still wasn't too bad though, just a little bit of a detour, nothing major. So I'll label these the same. Let me go ahead and get them out of here. That yellow wire is going to be A, because it goes on the same post as the other one did. This other wire, we'll label it C. Put it right here. Just like that. Shouldn't have any trouble putting it back together. Kind of takes the guesswork out of everything. That wire just comes across this core support through this hole over here. Just fish this through here. Try not to mess up our labels. And try not to mess up the wire connectors too. There we go. All right. Now that should finally come off. There we go. There we go. All right. There's one side. Okay. Had that one little bracket kind of holding me up there a little bit. Finally popped loose, but there we go. That was a little bit of a chore. It took about an hour to get that off of there. But she's off, that's all that matters. Okay, so I'm working on the grill now, getting the grill out. It's got a row of bolts running along the bottom here, all the way across. And it's got some up here in the top, up inside of here. And unfortunately, we just broke our first bolt off from the whole entire car. Right here. There's a stud goes through to the back side. There's a 7/16. Actually, that's the wrong one. Here it is. There's a 7/16 nut that goes on the back side, and the stud broke off. And lucky for us, it happened on both sides. So there's the other side there. Not a hard fix. I mean, we'll just have to drill out the stud and put a bolt through it when it comes time to put it back together. Cross your fingers. Hopefully all of the rest of them will come out. Let's find out. So we had a couple of grill pieces come loose. See these right here? Not to worry, they just go right here, like so. There's that one. This one down here, it goes right here. And we should just be able to put a little, you know, they have little rivets that hold them in place, so we'll just replace the little rivets. Put those right back on, no problem at all. Having this off, man, we'll be able to get in there and kind of polish it up real good before we put it on. That'll be nice. See if we can't shine that up a bit. It's got a little bit of overspray on it from the previous guy, trying to do little touch-ups here and there, you know. We'll clean all that off. A little overspray up here from where they repainted it the blue probably 30 years ago, judging by the condition of the paint. So we'll get in there and we'll clean some of that off, make it look a little nicer, and get these back on, of course. And that's where we're at so far. Let's get in here and see about pulling these off. And of course, these will be easy. We've already pulled the one off this side, so we know exactly what we're doing there. We'll get this one off. And from the looks of it, I could get up inside here. I could feel a bunch of bolts on the back side. So I think that's how those are going to come off. Easy enough. Okay, so far all this is coming apart very, very easily. We haven't broken any more studs or anything. I'm just starting at one end and just working my way across. This part should come off of here first. I believe these are kind of going up under there a little bit, so we'll just keep working our way all the way across, and eventually all this will start coming off. All right, there we go. Ah, just like that. With that piece off, this one should come off now, I believe. I think we got everything out of there. There we go. Found a little crud under there. Trying to get this other eyebrow off of here and kind of, there we go. It's being difficult. They do that sometimes. There we go. Now we're out of there. Let's see about getting these bezels out. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this piece off. From the looks of it, it's got these Phillips head screws that come up through here. And then it's got a couple more on the back side and over here on this other side too. And it looks like up under here, there's a few. And then of course across the top here. So pretty self-explanatory. I think I should be able to get this off without too much trouble. Let's find out. Well, leave it to me to pick the wrong side first. Apparently this side tucks under this side. So let's go ahead and get over here, get all these bolts out, and then maybe we'll pull them both at the same time. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. This has a trim piece that goes right here, and you pop that off, there'll be bolts underneath. Well, the other side don't have one. Yeah, the other side is missing the trim piece. The painter probably lost it when he was painting the car the first time. You gotta watch them painters, man. So it looks like we're about free. We got this to come loose. It's coming loose. There we go, just like that. Kind of hung up over here a little bit. Want to make sure I didn't. Oh look, we forgot a screw. No wonder. Been over trying to figure out why that's not coming loose. That ought to take care of it. Yeah, there we go. Success. All right, so I was noticing I did the same exact thing on this side. So let's get this screw out of there, and this side should come off just as easy. There it goes already. All right. Well, there we have it. I think that's tore down. What do y'all think? We should be able to get in here, clean up all of this, make it look nice, be able to paint it. Now, I think this part should be black, and then, of course, this will be blue. But I don't know. You guys comment below, man. You guys that know, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of this should be kind of like a satin black, something like that. Just the same way all of that is. Okay, everybody, I'm not gonna lie, that bumper was a little bit of a chore. We got at least an hour or so into just getting that thing off of there, about an hour and a half into tearing the whole front end apart like you see there. I'm kind of burnt out on nuts and bolts at the moment. I think I want to do some sanding. So I know I promised you we'd pull the back bumper off, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that for a minute and just go ahead and buzz down this whole side from one end to the other. I'm gonna use my DA 80 grit sandpaper, and let's just get after it, man. Let's knock that side down. So I did end up calling it a night. It got kind of late on me, and it's the next day now. So we ended up finishing up the fender. Fender's completely stripped, and I wanted to show you guys just how much sandpaper it takes just to strip one fender. Here's our sandpaper over here. I mean, look at this. I didn't even count the sheets. I could probably count them, but this is what's going on. It just gums up your sandpaper really, really bad. Basically what's happening is that red primer that you see showing through, that is an epoxy primer, and epoxy primer is very, very hard to sand. Like I said, it gums up your sandpaper. You'll be sanding along, and just out of nowhere, it'll grab your sanding disc and just shoot it across the shop. So kind of sucks, but it does take a lot of sandpaper. That's why I bought a big roll of it, and it'll take every bit of that and then some, I promise you. So if you watched the first video, you know we already took care of this fender, so we can move right along. We're going to get onto this one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to strip it down, and what I want to do is I want to have the whole side of this car completely stripped. Hopefully, I could get this bumper off too, and I think this bumper is going to be a little easier than the front bumper. So that's my goal for tonight. Strip this entire side, remove the rear bumper, and by then it'll probably be kind of late, and we'll probably have to call it a day again. So most of you guys know I'm just kind of doing this on my spare time, and this is all I've got. So we'll do the best we can with it. By the way, it took 13 discs just to do the front fender. I counted them. Little trick that I've been using to help my sanding discs stay on my sander. Just some spray adhesive. This is like that headliner glue. You can get this at Walmart, wherever. And you know, let it tack up. Stick it on your sander. Makes all the difference in the world. Keeps it from slinging across the shop, trying to work this epoxy. I'll tell you, this stuff is tough. Well, look what we found there. That is a big spot of filler. I mean, that's a lot of body work going on there. What I'm gonna do, just like on the fender, anywhere we find body work, we just leave it for now, and then we know that we need to go back and fix that spot. I'll use my 3-inch angle grinder with my 24 grit disc, and it'll knock that right off of there, and then we'll wipe it, work it, and it'll have new body work in it at that point. So now we're gonna move on to the quarter panel, get it knocked out. All right, so we ended up using 5 sanding discs on this one door. So that's not as bad as the fender was. Okay, so I've gone as far as I can go without taking the bumper off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the bumper off. This here, you know, from that line down, that is solid filler. All of that is filler. So I'm gonna wait, use the angle grinder with the grinding disc and grind all of that out of there. Makes it a lot easier than trying to do it with the DA. I don't know if you guys can see all the little dots. That's from previous body work. This whole area has been worked before, so not a big deal, but I will use the grinder to get all that out of there, like I said. But for now, let's see if we can get that bumper off of there. Okay, so I've already unplugged the tag light there. I mean, you guys tell me. I don't see anything else. There's a bolt up inside of there. Okay, and then there's another one right there. There are 3/4 inch bolts, 2 on each side, and it should come right off of there. Well, I'm not even gonna lie, this one's a fighter. And very hard to get to. Yeah, they don't give you much room in there at all. Now that's the inside bolt. This outer one's a lot easier. I can actually get in there with a ratchet. I mean, look at that. They made us a nice little access hole and everything right there. I don't know why they didn't give us any room on the other side, but whatever. Boy, she's on there. Let's try something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa. All right. Well, hey, good news. Those 2 bolts are definitely all that's holding it on each side. Won't be like the bumper deal was, the front bumper. That was a little bit of a pain, and every time I thought I had it, I found out that I had about 5 more bolts to go, so at least this one will be a little easier. Oh yeah, she's on there. All right, that should have got it. Golly. All right, let's see if we can get this off of here. All right, so having that out of the way is going to help us a lot. We'll be able to get in here, finish up the quarter panel, and I'll go ahead and grind that out just to show you guys, just kind of see what we're working with. We won't leave you guys hanging. The big old dent hiding behind that bumper. Look at that. Wow, that's kind of deep. We'll have to pull all that out for sure. I'm gonna get in here with my grinder. Got my Rolock disc on there, 24 grit, and we're just gonna grind all this mud out here and see what we're dealing with. All right, so I've been down here grinding around, and this is what we've got. Check it out. This is the bare metal, obviously. Well, this is the mud. Can you see it? About 1/8 of an inch thick. That's at its thickest point. All right. Now, if you get up around here, I mean, that's barely a skim coat, you guys. So we're in good shape, and didn't have anything to do with rust or any of that. You can see here where they've actually drilled holes. That's kind of an old school way of using a dent puller. You know, they drill holes, they screw the dent puller in, and then they pop the dents out. Nowadays we have stud guns and things like that. Makes it a lot better, but that's how they did it back in the day. Not a big deal. My main concern was how thick was that mud, and from the looks of it, not thick at all. So we're good to go. We'll knock that dent out. We'll finish grinding all this stuff off, and then we'll get up there in the door, grind all of that crap off too. Still waiting on our Eastwood products. We'll be able to get in there, straighten out the rust, get into our rust repairs, into that rocker, all of that good stuff. But that's all gonna have to be on another episode, everybody. It's getting late, I'm beat, and I'm just gonna have to get on out of here. Video's probably getting kind of long by now. Like I said earlier, paint is on the way, and I'm telling you, man, as soon as that paint gets here, we're painting that roof. We're gonna get that roof painted, I promise you guys. I can't wait to see some shiny stuff on this car, you know. I think it'll be very, very motivating to keep moving forward. So anyway, that's where we're at for now. Please like, share, subscribe, everybody. I really do appreciate all of you watching. You guys don't forget my Instagram, link in the description as always. Hit me up on Facebook, Weird Beard on Facebook. I got to get out of here, man. I got an early day tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.